and good evening once again. Hi, hello. My name is Pebbles. I am the executive news producer of Missing Lost and Trafficked and Lured Lost and Unsolved. I thank you all so very much for taking time out of your busy schedules to tune in to this live stream today. I would love for you, to begin sharing this live stream, of course, with your family members. I would love for you to share this live stream with your friends. I would love for you to share this live stream with any missing person groups that you are a part of, any missing person cold case groups that you are a part of. I want you all to continue to share this live stream with any unidentified person groups that you are a part of, any on social media, that is, any sex trafficking groups that you are a part of, or true crime homicide groups that you may be a part of at this time. This evening, I am going to discuss the disappearance of Emma Baum and what I found to be very disturbing allegations, if you will, that has surfaced or been brought to light regarding what happened to Emma Baum, what happened to her unborn child, and I'm going to discuss, well, I'm going to discuss a bit of karma, if you will. Um, that's just my opinion. If all of this is true, that has taken place, that has been brought to the doorsteps of some of the individuals who allegedly played a role in either unaliving Emma Baum or moving her body after she was allegedly unalived in the apartment of someone considered, well, she considered to be at some point a friend. Okay? So I thank you all so much for being here. I thank you once again. Now, I recently published an article on Emma's disappearance and what I believe to be pretty disturbing allegations that has surfaced. And just so you know, these allegations surfaced months ago, meaning what I'm going to discuss.
Missing, lost, trafficked, investigations. I'm Pebbles, executive news producer, creator.
We're looking. I'm back. I'm back. There was something else playing in the background, and I'm like, hold on. That's gonna throw off my train of thought while I'm talking about Emma's disappearance here. Okay, so I want to go ahead and go over some of these allegations. And as I was previously stating, these allegations that I'm going to discuss, they're not, it's not allegations that I learned of in the past 72 hours or the past week. Several months ago, there were several pieces of information that was sent to me from, I'm going to refer to them as whistleblowers, right? Sent me information claiming to have some knowledge on circumstances surrounding Emma's disappearance and what they believe actually happened to Emma Baum and what the cause is in terms of why no one has seen her in more than a year now in several days. So I was sent these allegations. I've had some conversations with multiple different people close to the family of Emma Baum. These conversations, the messages sent to me. This was several months ago, and what I want you to know, I wanted you to see her face. What I want you to know is that I'm a journalist, but I'm also an activist. Okay? I'm a journalist, I'm an activist, and I do believe in reaching out to law enforcement at times when law enforcement needs to be contacted. So, what you're seeing here, it won't be a shot and has not been a shot to law enforcement. What law enforcement, in terms of the allegations that I'm discussing again, in a different format, if you will. I believe now I've gotten you all's attention, but I have discussed these allegations. I have posted what you will see tonight months ago. These messages were posted and released to the public, and I did let the public know, the general public know, that I did contact. I sent an email to Chief Derek Cannon. He is the chief of police presiding over the Gary, Indiana Police Department, with confessions, if you will, pretty heart-wrenching sort of stuff I sent over to the chief of police. So I do want you to know that what I'm discussing, it's not something that the chief of police, the Gary Police Department, if they were to watch this live stream or be tagged in this live stream, they wouldn't be hearing about this for the very first time. They won't be shocked. They won't be caught off guard. I don't believe it would be interfering in investigation because, quite frankly, I don't believe there is an actual, legitimate, active investigation into Emma's disappearance. And that's why I continue to highlight what I'm going to highlight again tonight to all of you, but just in a different format. Seeing that right now, I don't see anyone in the chat, and I feel like I'm talking to myself, and I'm talking to Guy right now. What I like to do is, let me try to get some people over here, because there's no one here. At least no one's talking to me. Like, yeah, I'm here. I don't see anyone in the chat. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to begin sharing this live stream out. And then I'm going to discuss these allegations, read the article that I published a few days ago on Missing Lost And Trafficked Facebook page. So, yeah. Let's get some people here first. All right. So I'm going over to the YouTube channel. And if I can see that there's 3 people here, like if you say something to me and say, hey, I'm here. Talk. I'll start talking. But right now, it just, yeah, I don't see nobody here. We'll try to get some people here, but I don't see nobody here. I know why. It's my fault. I don't do regular lives from my YouTube channel, and that's why no one's here. And I don't see anybody here. And I'm trying to get into the swing of doing that. The habit of doing this on a regular basis, so people will come here, right? It says that 2 people are watching, so yeah. Yeah, let me go ahead and get some people out over here. All right. I appreciate you. The other person that's watching, I appreciate you for, if you could, if you have a Facebook profile, share this live stream, or if you are sharing this live stream, I appreciate it. And it looks like, I need to do some troubleshooting because I'm thinking you can see my screen and you can't. Okay? It has it on my profile photo, and I don't want that. I want you to be able to see. I'm glad I'm looking at this on my other device so I can try to figure out what's going on real fast. Let me see what's going on. I want you to be able to see what I'm casting right now. So I got to do some troubleshooting and figure out what's going on. All right. I don't want it to just show my face. No. You need to be able to see what's happening on the actual stream itself. So let's see what I can do here. I'm going to go back to the stream. Try to figure out why it isn't showing. Okay. I see that it is showing. All right. I'm like, what the heck is going on? All right. Y'all can tell I don't be on here like this, streaming like this. I need to become a professional and fluid YouTube streamer. I'm gonna force myself to get there. I'm going to force myself to get where I need to be. All right. Now I can see that you can see what I want to show you, which essentially I flip my camera around from my face to my computer screen, and what it appears that you can see what I want to show you, which is a post that I posted on Facebook regarding the disappearance of Emma Baum. You should be able to see my finger pointing to Emma right now. And then you should be able to see my finger to the left of me pointing to Antwon Butler, the man who reportedly was the, or I'm not going to say was, he's still alive, is the man who fathered her fourth child, her fourth, and at the time of her disappearance, unborn child. Okay? So now that I know that you can actually see, right? Because I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I hope they're not just looking at a photo of just like me. But it looks like when I share it to various social media platforms, sharing this live stream out, people won't be able to see what's happening until they click on the actual stream. All right, great. So that's good for me to know that. Now that I know that, I'm going to go back to what I was doing. Because I see Lulu is here, but I don't see nobody else. I don't see nobody else. When I say nobody else. All right? Talk to me if you're here. I'm sharing this stream out right now. That's what I'm doing on Facebook. Attempting to get the views up a bit because no one's here. So that's what I'm doing right now. I want to hit next. And I'm hitting post because I'm sharing this stream out, or at least I'm trying to share it out. I'll continue sharing, and thank you, Lulu, for joining today. I'm sharing it to Crown Point. I'm sharing it to law enforcement. I'm sharing it to Northwest Indiana missing people in Gary, Indiana. I'm sharing it to Greenfield, Indiana crime reporting. I want to look for another Indiana group. And I only pause to do this because there's like nobody here. So that's why. She paused. I'm sharing this to Wheatfield happenings right now. And I'm sharing out to Crown Point Neighbor Support Group. I'm looking for another group that I can share this live stream with. Looking for another group. Just trying to get more people over here. That's it. See news you can use. Sharing it to that group. And we are Pulaski County, Indiana. And that's it for now. All right. I don't want to waste a lot of your time. All right. So thank you all so much for joining. And this is an article published by Missing Lost And Trafficked on November 21st. Emma Baum allegedly overdosed in Pebbles apartment and 3 men moved her body. 25-year-old Emma Baum she's now 26 years of age, but she was at that time of her disappearance. She was 25 years of age, was in her 9th month of pregnancy, reportedly, when she mysteriously vanished October 10th of 2024 from the 2500 block of Connecticut Street. Emma told her boyfriend, Antwon Butler, in a text message she was getting a ride to meet him at an undisclosed location. Now, it's important that you all know that the text message that I'm referring to, it actually was a Facebook Messenger chat that took place between Emma and her boyfriend. Those messages were sent to me by Abigail Smith, and Abigail Smith is a half sister of, meaning they don't share. They don't have, they're both of their mothers, right? The biological mother that Emma has is different from the biological mother that Abigail or Abby Smith has, right? That's why I'm saying half sister. So she shared messages, a series of messages with me that helped me to better understand the circumstances surrounding Emma's disappearance. And I am just referencing one of the several messages, right? The series of messages that was sent over to me via email by Abby Smith, okay? A source who requested to remain anonymous told Missing Lost in Traffic Emma was dropped off at an abandoned building Butler frequently squatted at when she was last seen. The building was reportedly managed by a male referred to as landlord. So there was some sort of illegitimate renting out of rooms in an actual abandoned building. So I'm trying to give you a mental picture of where Emma was reportedly last seen, according to her own family members. They had a press conference and they literally stood just feet away from this abandoned, dilapidated, scummy place of a building that should have been bulldozed long time ago. Okay? Emma, just to break this down to you, was dropped off, and I'll show you that building before I end this live stream, at this abandoned building. Her then boyfriend and the man who reportedly is the father of Emma's fourth unborn child at the time of her disappearance, he was squatting in this abandoned building. There was a young man referred to as landlord. The tenants referred to him as landlord, who rented out rooms in this abandoned building. It is not a working, functioning, up to city code. It's not a building that has been prepared for human beings, and especially not a baby, to dwell in, right? Very unsanitary, disgusting place. I can go into details because I've spoken to someone who went into the building and made note of the nastiness, if you will, that they saw in this building. They saw condom wrappers, condoms everywhere, all kinds of stuff. It was terrible. All right, this is where she was dropped off at, y'all. This is where she was dropped off at, in this building, which I'll show you in this live stream. Okay? So the building was reportedly managed, like I said, by a male that we're going to reference. I know his first and last name. We're going to reference him as landlord. In a Facebook post, landlord advertised drugs for sale at the building Emma's family held a press conference in front of last year. Now, you should know this. There is a young woman. Her name is Marcietta Banks. She's also known, ironically, this is our ironic twist, she's also known as Pebbles. Okay? And I have receipts. When I say receipts, I have messages that were sent to me confirming what I'm saying to you when I begin talking about allegations. She allegedly told an unidentified person, a person that I won't name, she was asked to move a body on an unknown date. She said a male asked her to move a body, but she declined. Okay? A source who requested to remain anonymous told MLAT Pebbles was asked to move Emma Baum's body after she overdosed in Pebbles' living room. Okay? Pebbles is not me. Pebbles is someone who, on the recording I heard, she identified herself as being a friend of Emma Baum. Okay? Jeffrey Farmer, also known on Facebook as Jesse Wayne, and he's also a friend of Emma, said in messenger chats that Antwon Butler was Emma's boyfriend at the time of her disappearance, and the man who was reportedly fathering her unborn child, or had fathered her unborn child. Jarvis Sanders is either a relative, a close relative, or close friend of Butler. I have not established for sure what the relationship is or entails. Okay? Kevin Kaiser is reportedly a friend or a family member of Antwon Butler. I have not established or been able to figure out the exact relationship between these people. But what I can tell you is that Jesse Wayne alleged that Antwon Butler, Jarvis Sanders, and Kevin Kaiser played a direct role in Emma's disappearance. Now, you should know that Kaiser resided on the street behind the address Janiah McMichael, a missing teen who has been missing since August 12th of 2024, was reported missing from on August 12th of 2024. How ironic. Okay? Pebbles social media tags reveal she knows Emma Baum and Antwon Butler personally. Banks, should just refer to her as Pebbles because that's confusing, tagged Butler in a shared post seemingly teasing Butler about possible previous physical altercations that took place between Emma and Antwon prior to her disappearance. And I did do my digging. I did my own investigation, and I took time to establish and figure out, right, whether Pebbles indeed knew Antwon Butler and knew Emma. And I did find that there were tags in posts whereas she either tagged Emma or referred to Emma or tagged Emma's, boyfriend, Antwon Butler. And she, just in jokingly ways, she shared posts, and I was able to determine that Pebbles indeed knew both of them. All right. So my question, when these allegations surfaced, I wanted to know if Pebbles actually knew these individuals. And so I did publish receipt of my findings on Facebook and on other social media platforms. Okay. Now, Butler's social media tags revealed he personally knows a Gary man named Kevin Kaiser, who may be a close family member or friend, as I previously stated. In September of 2025, Kaiser was arrested on charges unrelated to Emma's disappearance in Indianapolis. Emma Baum Facebook friend list shows she is currently friends with Butler and Kaiser. Okay? No persons of interest or suspects have been publicly announced by the Gary Police Department in Emma's missing person case. You're being urged to please contact the Gary Police Department if you have information regarding Emma Baum's whereabouts or the child she was carrying at the time of her disappearance. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is show you screenshots of conversations that took place between myself and an individual who knows Pebbles. I'm just going to say an individual who knows Pebbles. And this individual shared with me some pretty disturbing claims, if you will. All right. So I want to make sure you can see this. We'll go over the claims. All right. So I say, can you summarize what's happening in the messages you sent? Who is alleging what exactly? And this person says, okay, so that other girl. And then I say, still very confused. All right. And then the response is, said Pebbles unalived her. I said, how? Tune. Tune, from what I learned, was some sort of drug, or perhaps, from what I gathered, some sort of synthetic weed or marijuana. She said yes. But Emma, boyfriend, 23, wanted Preview to help him take Emma somewhere because she died. I'm going to read over this exchange one more time. Can you summarize what's happening in the message you sent? Who is alleging what exactly? And this person says, okay, so that other girl. So it's another person having a conversation. Not her having this conversation. And then I put, still very confused. All right. And then the response is, said Pebbles unalived her. I said how? Tune, question mark. She said yes. But Emma, boyfriend, 23. Emma's boyfriend, Antwon Butler, he's also known, just so you know, as 23. And on Facebook, he's known as Riley G. Freeman. Wanted Preview. She's referred to a different person, that he wanted someone that's known as Preview, okay, to help him take Emma somewhere because she died. All right. And I couldn't make out all that, so I'm not going to read that part. So is this Pebbles, MAR? And when I this is just me shortening up, not trying to type out the whole name because her name is long. So is this Pebbles Marcietta? That's what I'm saying. Are you referring to Pebbles, whose government name is Marcietta? And so I asked for, this is response. So I asked for a recording, and she sent that, and that it definitely my girl Pebbles' voice. Okay? There is a recording that she's referring to in this conversation. And in this conversation, she was referring to a recording, whereas you can hear Pebbles say that she was asked to move a body. Okay? So just so you can understand what recording she's talking about. And I did make that recording public. Okay? So it's easy to find on multiple platforms managed by Missing Lost And Trafficked. So I asked for a recording, and she sent that. And that is definitely my girl Pebbles' voice. So I called her last night just to see how she was, and she really wants to see me. She moved away from where she was. You need to know that Pebbles was living very close to Broadway. And we'll go into why that's relevant. In Gary, Indiana, Broadway Avenue in Gary, Indiana, at the time of Emma Baum's disappearance, okay? But she's no longer residing where she was previously residing, okay? Around the time of Emma's disappearance. All right. So he goes on to say, didn't mention Emma though. So she's saying, well, she didn't mention Emma though, but I know Pebbles. She'll tell me. So what is Pebbles' real and first and last name? And so I learned that Pebbles' real and first name, real first and last name is Marcietta Banks. Okay. And so here is, you know, a Facebook profile that was sent to me that enabled me to figure out exactly who this person is after I listened to an audio of this person. I'm circling her. Her name is Marcietta Banks. She's commonly known as Pebbles. Of her saying that she was asked to move a body. All right. Now, the crazy thing is, they set that dollar store on fire on the 11th, a day or two after she came up missing. Okay. And I want to give some extra commentary on this. It really is true that several days after Emma Baum went missing, a Family Dollar that was attached to a furniture warehouse, that's what it was reported as being, was set on fire. I came across a video, a live video being captured by Marcietta Banks, aka Pebbles, the night this fire was set. She was in the live stream, moderating, telling people what was going on, looking into the camera to show her face at times, and showing her viewers that this Family Dollar was on fire. She was right across the street. I assume that wherever she was where she was actually possibly living at when this Family Dollar was set on fire. This Family Dollar was set on fire on October 17th of 2024. You should know that. The Family Dollar was set on fire on October 17th of 2024. Emma Baum was reportedly, according to her family members and friends and people who knew her, last heard from, last seen, and her last message was sent out to anyone, was sent out on October 10th of 2024. This fire takes place that this woman, I'm circling her profile right now, was filming live on Facebook on October 17th of 2024. Yes, that fire actually happened. There is a video that was captured. I screen recorded, not the entire live. There's just a lot going on. But I screen record part of the live where, as you can see, and you will know for sure that Marcietta Banks, aka Pebbles, was actually filming this fire. And I published that screen recording to multiple social media platforms managed by Missing Lost And Trafficked. All right. Now you have like context, right? And so I'll repeat what's being stated here. The crazy thing is they set that dollar store on fire on the 11th. Now, that fire was actually set on the 17th based on public information, based on news reports, based on crime scanner groups reports. So I want to be as accurate as possible. So it was more than just a few days or more than just like 24 hours after, right? A day or two after she came up missing. Okay? So that's important that you have this information. All right. Says here, tree and date was the Dollar Tree set on fire. That's me asking questions about like, all right, what? Where did this happen? What date? And then this person goes into explaining their theory. A theory is just a theory. A theory is like, it could be chalked up as speculation. A theory isn't a fact. It's based upon your reasoning, right? That you due to a set of circumstances, you come up with a conclusion on what you think happened or may have occurred or the cause of something. That's a theory. So this person said it's a theory me and a friend mine has, I believe this person is saying of mine have 11th and Broadway, in between 11th and 15th. Believe it burnt in October, but don't know exactly how, but I'll look. All right. Okay. Please see forgive me for putting that all on ease there. Please see what you find and get back to me. However, I personally don't believe 23 was involved. This is me at the time. This is me. I've been going back and forth with this in terms of what I believe happened, what I don't believe. So that's just me saying how I felt at that time, which was months ago. I personally don't believe 23 was involved. That part is possibly a smokescreen. That's what I believed at the time it was. Beliefs can change, All right. And so I wanted more information to show when this actually occurred, who reported it, and some details about the actual fire that was set to this Family Dollar that a friend, follow me now, of Emma Baum, who is known as Pebbles, but government name is Marcietta Banks, filmed on the 17th of October, just days after Emma was last seen. Okay? This Family Dollar being set on fire. So what you see here is simply a post that was published. That's what you're looking at. In a Gary in Northwest Indiana scanner Facebook group. This saying that a Family Dollar in the 1400 block of Massachusetts Street has been set on fire or is on fire, and a fire department is en route to the scene. Okay? Now, this is a screenshot from a video captured, filmed by Marcietta Banks, the friend of Emma Baum, and the same woman who I wholeheartedly believe is the woman on the audio recording released over to me saying that she was asked to move a body. Okay? So this is a post. And I took a screenshot from the video that was filmed, and it just shows that this Family Dollar was indeed set on fire. Okay? All right. So this is me talking, the white on the purple background. And it says, from what I gathered, Marcietta is also Pebbles, and she alleged an unnamed person asked her to move a body, but she declined to do so because she didn't want to be a fake friend. Is that correct? I'll say it again. From what I gathered, Marcietta is also Pebbles. All right, so Marcietta Banks, she's also known as Pebbles. This is me. This is my way of making sure what I'm understanding, am I understanding all this correctly? And she has alleged an unnamed person asked her to move a body, but she declined to do so because she didn't want to be a fake friend. Is that correct? And then the response I got was, that's what she said. And then the response I got was, that's what she said. All right. All right. What I'm showing you simply right now is a photo of the man to have admittedly, because he admitted in messenger chats exclusively sent over to Missing Lost and Trafficked, that he was the last person to see Emma Baum alive. This man that you're looking at, his name is Antwon Butler. In the streets, on the streets, he's known as 23. And on Facebook, he's going under the name of Riley G. Freeman on Facebook. Okay? Now, you're looking at the beautiful Emma Baum, the woman who I'm discussing right now, who was reported missing. This is when she was reported missing. On October 28th of 2024. And the same woman who was in her 9th month of pregnancy at the time of her disappearance. And the same woman who was only 25 years of age at the time of her disappearance. And the same woman who had mothered 3 children reportedly at the time of her disappearance while carrying a 4th. That is who you're looking at right now. The same woman who is a native of Portage, Indiana, who was last known to be in the 2500 block, at the 2500 block of Connecticut Street on October 10th of 2024 inside of an abandoned building that her boyfriend was squatting in along with several other individuals. This is the person you're looking at right now. Emma Baum. Okay? All right. As promised, I'm going to YouTube right now. I want to show you the building that Emma Baum was last known to be in, the abandoned building that her family members dropped her off at on the day she was last seen alive and last heard from by anyone. So I'm going to find a new segment. I think my Bluetooth is still connected. And I'm going to type in Emma Baum. I'm typing it in right now. And I'm looking for the new segment that's going to show that house. There it is right there. The abandoned. It was abandoned. Keeps flipping off. Here it is. All right. There was a press conference that was conducted. So I want you to watch the press conference. So I'm going to put Emma Baum and then press conference. Emma Baum and then press conference, okay? So I really want you to take a look at what's in the background. I'll go ahead and let me roll this News Nation clip. They're pretty comprehensive. All right, that's good. Let's roll it.
And we're sure this is shocking for many of you that have been just hearing the news and tuning in.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Marnie Hughes, and this is Missing. Each week, we cover missing person cases from across the country, no matter their race, background, or circumstances. With your help, our mission is finding answers, reuniting families, and bringing closure. This week's featured case, an urgent search for a pregnant mother. Emma Baum is 25 years old, last seen about a month ago at her boyfriend's house in Gary, Indiana. Her family and friends now going public with the case, desperate to bring Emma home.
She was 1 centimeter dilated on October 4th. She has been missing since October 10th. At this point, we have done everything we can, and now we ask the public to please help us.
Police conducting multiple searches, but there has been no sign of Emma. Coming up, the reason her family believes the boyfriend is somehow involved and where he is now. Also, we're talking to the founder of an independent search team who is working this case. First, though, several other missing cases we are following, starting with the mysterious disappearance of Hannah Kobayashi. The 31-year-old was last heard from on November 11th. According to our News Nation station in LA, Kobayashi was traveling from Maui to New York City, but missed her connecting flight in Los Angeles. She decided to go to the Grove Shopping Center for a LeBron James event, and then days later started texting her family alarming messages.
It sounded very cryptic or like it just was not her. Yeah, we share location and we know her phone's off because it goes straight to voicemail. We've been trying to call and text. None of the texts are getting delivered. We can't locate her phone. Calls go straight to voicemail.
Hannah's aunt says there is new footage showing Hannah in downtown LA, and the footage has not been made public, but she says in it, Hannah is not safe and she is not alone. If you have any information that can help find Hannah Kobayashi, contact the LAPD. Suzanne Simpson's sister says there is no hope in finding the missing mother of 4 from Texas. Suzanne's husband, Brad Simpson, has been arrested and is suspected in her murder. He's being held now on $5 million bond. Suzanne's sister, Teresa Clark, spoke with my News Nation colleague, Ashley Banfield.
The children hadn't spoken to her in 16 hours. That's when I just knew, okay, she's already in heaven.
Well, I want to go to Emma. I hope they're not covering, like, everybody here. Hold on. Let's see what's going on.
That's just a mess. All right,
because I don't want you to be focusing on all these other cases. All right.
Help in the search for Zelig Williams, you can contact the Richland County Sheriff's Department. All right, now to this week's featured case. More than a month since Emma Baum was last seen, a young mother about to deliver another child, when she disappeared, last seen at her boyfriend's house in Gary, Indiana. Our News Nation station in Chicago spoke with Emma's family. Here's WGN's Jewel Hillary with the latest on the case.
Emma Baum's loved ones say she was last seen early in October at her boyfriend's house, which is the brown one right behind us. For weeks now, they have been
As you can see, when I tell you dilapidated, when I tell you, it was an abandoned structure. Look at that. I want you to really, and then I'm going to release the address. So you can go to Google Earth. I'll probably release it on multiple platforms. So Facebook, maybe do a YouTube post. And then on your own, you can really go to Google Earth, go to Google Maps, and zoom in. Use that little walking figure, and you can really, really see. This is in the 2500 block. I believe I'm trying to go by heart. I believe it by heart, my memory. The address is 2569 Connecticut Street. But just in case I'm wrong, I'm just going to double check, my messages and things that I have, which the actual address was given to me for what you're looking at right now in the background. Okay. So this is where she was dropped off at on October 10th. This is where she was dropped off at on October 10th. This is where she was dropped off at on October 10th. Yeah, pretty creepy stuff. Pretty creepy. All right, that's where she was at. Okay? Reportedly. All right. So I'm going to continue to play here.
Searching for her desperately and are asking anyone who knows anything to come forward.
I would like my daughter home. We miss her. Her babies need her. Her family needs her.
Holding posters with her pictures. More than anything right now, the family of 25-year-old Emma Baum wants to embrace Emma and the baby she was expecting.
She was 1 centimeter dilated on October 4th. She has been missing since October 10th. At this point, we have done everything we can, and now we ask the public to please help us.
Emma is 5 feet 3 inches tall and about 136 pounds. She's known to wear different hair pieces and wigs. This picture of her as a brunette is how she looks naturally. Emma is a mom of 4 young children, which includes the baby she likely would have delivered by now. She was 9 months pregnant when she disappeared.
If you do see a missing Emma, she may be with her newborn baby. This case is very critical because we don't know if that baby has gotten the care that it needs.
Emma's loved ones say she was last seen at her boyfriend's house October 10th in the 2500 block of Connecticut Street in Gary.
I need y'all to see
if
this.
If you do see a missing Emma, she may be with her newborn baby. This case is very critical because we don't know if that baby has gotten the care that it needs.
Emma's loved ones say she was
Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. That's where she was dropped off at. 9 months pregnant. It says a lot without saying. When I tell you it's abandoned, it's abandoned. It should have been shut down. It shouldn't even, no one should be able to just squat in there, be in there, chill in there, none of that. But people do whatever they want in these buildings in Gary, Indiana. All right.
Seen at her boyfriend's house October 10th in the 2500 block of Connecticut Street in Gary. Gary investigators say they didn't receive a missing persons report until October 28th. According to investigators, Emma's boyfriend was arrested on October 29th on an unrelated warrant and is currently being held in the Lake County Jail in Indiana.
One individual was picked up on a warrant. I know that's the question out there. Was he charged? He has not been charged. No one in this case has been charged. And that individual was just on a separate FTA warrant.
Investigators say since Emma was reported missing, they have helped in her search.
There's been 3 different locations that have come up in the investigation, so that we've exhausted those means and looked into video that was possibly in those areas that she was last seen as well.
Loved ones describe Emma as having a heart of gold, someone who would do anything for anyone. And now they're pleading with anyone who knows something to help them reunite with Emma and her baby.
We love you, Emma. And if you can hear us, there's nothing that you have done to make any of us stop loving you. We trust that somebody knows something.
And we want
her home.
Anyone who has any information on Emma's disappearance is urged to contact the Gary, Indiana Police Department. Reporting in Gary, I'm Jewel Hillary, WGN News.
Joining us now is Lorenzo Longoria, founder of the NWI Independent Search Team, and also Katrina Overstreet, founder of the Missing Struggle. To you both, thank you so much for joining us. This is an urgent search, one, because Emma was so pregnant the last time she was seen, and the family now going public wanting a lot of help. So thank you both for the work you're doing. Lorenzo, let me start with you. Tell me about your group and at what point you got involved.
Turns out you should never sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a much better way you could get paid a way bigger check without suing, without going to court, and without dealing with insurance directly.
We are Team NWI Independent Search Team, and we founded our group back in 2015 when our oldest son, Michael, he went missing for 41 days. During that 41-day search, we went inside of abandoned buildings, inside of schools, inside of any type of structure. And during that time frame, we had thousands of volunteers helping us. So what we do now is our way of giving back to the community. So that's why what we do. So we know the pain, we know the struggle that the parents are going through, and we're there to help bring closure and to bring answers as best as possible with our team of 14. And we have currently 4 dogs that are on search and article scent.
Wow. So you know firsthand the pain and grief this family is going through. Real quickly, on a personal note, what happened in your story with Michael?
Again, he was missed 41 days, and longer story short, he was found inside a retention pond in Crown Point. So he went off road and he was submerged underwater for 41 days.
Wow.
So,
I'm so sorry.
During that time frame, we passed him at least a dozen times, and the neighbor across the road, finally, he went to the local authorities and he told them what he's seen, lights inside the water back in 2015.
I'm so sorry, Lorenzo, and thank you for sharing. And now I understand your passion for helping others. Katrina, tell me about your group and your involvement in Emma's search. Can you hear me? I think you may have been. That's okay. That's okay. Go ahead and start over, Katrina. How did you guys get involved, and tell me about your organization?
We're the Missing Struggle. We are a collective of families that also have family members that are currently missing. So it's 5 of us, and we all have family members that are still missing. And we got involved because we know NWI, we work together closely on cases. While they're boots on the ground, we're in the background doing what we need to do.
So this case, you can hear the family's grief. Lorenzo, I want to pay a particular attention to the house where the WGN reporter was a moment ago, the boyfriend's house in Gary, Indiana. You would start the search there because that was the last place we know Emma was. Tell me about this property and what you all have learned.
We have went inside the property. We went on foot looking for any type of evidence of her belongings. We did find some articles that belonged to her, but obviously she wasn't there any longer. So we just had to take the trail on her last known location. So that was her last known location, but she did travel, we don't know by foot or by vehicle, around the town. So we have went there. We have talked to the property manager. He is very, very helpful by letting us go inside and search. He doesn't have to, but he has, because he's looking for answers as well and clarity of that property.
Katrina, the boyfriend's in custody on separate charges. What more do we know about the boyfriend, his background, and the family seems to think he has some involvement?
I'm going to defer that question to Lorenzo.
I'm sorry, Katrina.
Yes, I said I'm going to defer that question to Lorenzo.
Oh, okay. Lorenzo, do you have any information on the boyfriend?
Well, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but anybody with the last person that they were with is definitely a suspect, especially dealing with this case or any case at all. The last person that was with the missing person is a high probable suspect, but again, everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
Yep, indeed. But they always start with the family and friends, the last to see a missing person in an investigation like this. Katrina, as you have looked at this case as a whole, what stands out to you, and where else do you believe police should be looking?
The first thing that stands out is very obvious. She's pregnant and was 1 centimeter dilated and then went missing a couple weeks, a week or so later. Our biggest thing is, where's the child? Like, who did this? Did they do it for the child? Did they do it because of something that was going on with Emma? Like, there's a lot of questions out here that needs to be asked and answered. So that's where I'm standing with this.
And Lorenzo, what was going on in Emma's life prior to her disappearance? Had there been any red flags that the family has shared? Any concerns for her safety?
Her life prior to this happening, my understanding, the fact that she was in jail for some time, then she got back out, and I don't know her personally, so the family just called out on us back in November 3rd, and since then, 19 days straight, we've been out searching, we gathering information, gathering clues of who Emma really is. But by her family, she is loved by many, and they're just looking for answers for her. So that's what we're here to do, is help bring closure and to find Emma and her baby. Her baby has to be born already, because again, like the Missing Struggle said, that she was already dilated 1 centimeter. So we're looking for just not Emma, but we're looking for her child as well, which is very alarming. With the elements outside, like right now in this area, it's snowing outside. So where's Emma? Where's Emma's baby?
Katrina, you work with many families. What type of support do you offer them in this this space of unknown as they look for their person and they look for answers?
There's a lot of things that we do. We actually help a lot of the families mentally, just to be there for them. Hey, you can call me at whatever time of the day or night. Let's talk about it. And us as the Missing Struggle and Lorenzo's team as well, when they have missing loved ones, we know how they feel. So we can be more sympathetic and empathetic with what they're saying. We also print flyers, give out flyers. We push their flyers on social media. We make sure that the family is eating, instead of being out there all day and all night with nothing to eat or drink. There's a lot of things that we do in the background.
Yeah, no, it's just sometimes it's something as simple as a hug. I know. Lorenzo, how closely does your group and others work with law enforcement, and have they been forthcoming with some of the information that they have found as they search for Emma?
We have not gathered any type of information that law enforcement has gathered. We kind of just do our own investigation. We would definitely work with the police if the police calls out on us to help. But we are two different entities of law enforcement, and what they do and what we do.
And what have you uncovered finally? Any clues or leads right now?
Right now, it's kind of like a needle in a haystack. We have Emma's clothing. We have our dogs that are able to scent out Emma, but we almost like she just kind of just vanished, and we're just looking for answers. So the clues that we found all lead back to the place that she was dropped off at that evening. But that's where we're at. We're just kind of like at a stalemate. So we're looking for other people to come forward and to express what they've seen, what they've heard, to help bring closure to Emma and her family.
Lorenzo Longoria, Katrina Overstreet, thank you so much for the support you're providing this family and for also working with us as we try to get this case out there in the headlines. I appreciate you both, and we'll be in touch. I also want to welcome in Lizette Guillen. She's the producer for Case File Chicago. You're also working this case, and we saw you in our WGN affiliate piece. Thank you for your time. What can you share on possible leads and any clues that you have found?
Well, of course, I don't investigate myself, but I work very closely with the police departments that do the investigations, as well as the people in an attempt. Get
the 20% cash back Black Friday offer when you pay in full. No fees, no interest. Limited time offer ends December 8th. Save the offer in the app now. PayPal.
Independent search teams such as canines. We are supportive in the role that we put a spotlight on these cases. These cases, of course, are all important. This one being especially critical because there is a newborn child that's involved. We don't know if that baby has been born. Well, it should have been born by now, but we don't know the condition. We don't know if that baby or mother needed medical care. So this is an extra critical case that needs to be kicked up a notch. Investigators are talking to several people. The boyfriend, as you mentioned, is also a person of interest. He is currently being held at the Lake County Jail in Indiana on failure to appear warrants.
Okay. In my notes from my team, you shared that there is a camper that they're looking for. What more can you add to that?
There is a camper that came in recently. The photo was shared with detectives, and there is a camper that they're looking at. They don't believe that the body is in it, but they do think it has some connection somehow, some way. So police are actively searching for it to come through the area. It's been known to drive around Gary, Indiana. So police are actively searching for that so they can take a look in the vehicle and see what they can come up with.
Any specifics about the camper, what it looks like that people should be on the lookout for in that area?
The camper it's not an RV. Some people kind of mix the two up. It is a camper. It's on wheels. It's one of the smaller ones, and it looks like an older type model. It is beige and light beige in color, and again, is known to drive around Gary. Although police think that it's not housed in Gary, but does drive around the city of Gary.
What more, as you talk to the family, Lizette, have you been able to gather about Emma's final times publicly, where she was seen last, who she was talking to, any concerns about her safety before she vanished?
There was huge concerns from the family because how far along she was in her pregnancy. Her mother actually pleaded with her, do you have to go today? Because she was going to the boyfriend's house. It's believed that, she wanted to talk to the boyfriend about the baby that was coming up. So they were going to have conversation. The mother, though, knowing that she was so far along in this pregnancy, said, you have to go, you don't have to go. That was the last time that Emma's mom, Janie, saw her, and her two sisters dropped her off physically at the boyfriend's house on 2500 block of Connecticut Street.
Does Emma have other children? So she was at the end of the term of this pregnancy. How many other kids does she have?
She's got 3 other children. One of them is 6, and the other ones are 2 and 3.
Okay, and who's caring for those little ones right now?
The family is all taking care of them. This is a tremendous family. This family is very loving. It's a very big family. So for Emma to go missing like this is really unlikely because there's so many of them that talk on a daily basis and stay connected, that this is really unlike Emma to just go missing.
One of the things that we run into often, and I know, Lizette, you do in your work, is the community wants to help, but oftentimes misinformation can get spread, and I believe that's been the case, at least in part, in Emma's disappearance. Anything you'd like to clear up that's misinformation floating around as people search for her?
Yeah, thank you, Mark, for bringing that up. This is a real case. These are real people. I know a lot of times people like to help. They want to help. However, if you do have certain information, please take it to local authorities. Take it to the Gary Police Department so they can cipher through it and triage it as they need to, instead of putting it on Facebook. We're seeing a lot of information being put on Facebook, and those things could hinder a case. As we know that there's some stuff that may be sensitive, and those things really need to be getting to the police department. On top of that, as they're putting out information, people are starting to come up with their own conclusions to what happened to Emma and the baby. And that could cause people to just stop looking altogether. If they feel like there's a certain suspect that's already there, they may feel like, well, we don't need to look anymore because there's already somebody. And I do want to clarify at this point, there are no suspects, just simply persons of interest.
All right. And finally, are there any active searches planned? I'm looking outside here in Chicago right now. We've got snow coming down. It's getting cold. Any searches planned now or in the days and weeks ahead?
There is one plan from the Gary Police Department. I'm not sure on the date yet. Today's weather is, snowy. And I know that the independent search teams have gone nonstop. I mean, rain, sleet, snow, they're going to be out there. So they're greatly appreciated by the family and the community who has seen them every day searching. But as far as law enforcement, I know there's something coming up, but I'm not sure when.
All right. Lizette Guillen, I thank you for your time. Producer for Case Files Chicago. We'll be in touch as we continue to follow this case and pray for the family that they have answers and they have Emma home soon. Thank you so much. If you have information that can help locate Emma Baum, you can contact the Gary, Indiana Police Department. Here again is her picture, and she is known to have different color hair. Her natural hair color is brown, and we've seen an image of her with short hair. They've got a tip hotline. That number is 866-CRIME-GP. We have several other new pieces of information to pass along to you in the ongoing search for a missing TV news anchor from.
Okay, so I did want to show you the News Nation segment. I wanted you to be able to not just get additional information, but be able to get a really good glimpse of the house that,
so we just had to take the trail,
or the building, which is in back of the house that Emma was dropped off at, which is, from what people who are saying, who actually went into the building and searched the building, is an abandoned building. Not a building, not a place that anybody should have been dwelling in. And it was reported to me that Antwon Butler, the person to last see Emma Baum, and the man who reportedly was fathering Emma's fourth child, her unborn child at the time of her disappearance, was reportedly squatting in this building. I am told that it is absolutely disgusting. Like, it's not a place, it's not suitable for anyone to be dwelling in, especially if you're carrying a child and you're in your 9th month of pregnancy. Just an absolute mess of a place. And you can see from the outer appearance, it gives you a really good idea of just how inhabitable this building is. And it just gives you a really good idea of the structure, right? It's not well put together. There are windows that are literally out. It looks like there were garbage bags that were put in the place of where windows should be. A mess. It wasn't particularly a hot day, so just imagine all of this. When Emma was dropped off at this building, I can go on and on just how disgusting this place is, and how much this place should have been torn down, bulldozed a long time ago. But that's probably neither here or there. You should just really know your biggest takeaway is that she was dropped off in an abandoned building. All right. There's a house in the front, and then there's this other building or part of the house that's in the back, and this is where she entered. I was told. Okay. And then they did make mention of an RV camper. I did receive messages, whereas it was stated that Emma was last known to be. So I want to also add that in an RV camper, a Tommy RV camper. That's the brand of the RV camper. At the time of her disappearance, I was told that Emma was known to hang out with Antwon Butler in this RV camper that was frequently parked in the 2500 block of Connecticut Street in Gary, Indiana, the same block that this abandoned building is on. And so that's just some additional information that you should know as well. Eventually, the Gary Police Department did locate this camper. It was parked on 5th Avenue. It was parked right across on the same side of the street of a McDonald's restaurant. And they took it to the pound, and we don't know exactly what happened at that point. We don't know if they had their CSI team, crime scene investigation team, go throughout the camper to try to detect any kind of bodily fluids or evidence of a crime, evidence of a homicide, evidence of a violent attack, evidence of anything suspicious, because the Gary Police Department has just not shared that information with us. So we don't know. But I do want to let you know that, yes, this camper that was referred to, discussed in this News Nation segment by Lorenzo and the news anchor, the police did tow it away. They took it to a tow yard, and they released it back to the owner. That's as much as I was able to learn, right? And from there, I don't know, right? From there, I don't know. I want to go back to Facebook. I'm going to go into the messages here or comments. Let me go from under here. I want to try to go into the comments because there's something else that I wanted to show you. I did get a message from Pebbles. And in that message that I wanted to show you, she directly told me that Antwon Butler unalived Emma. Yes, I got a message. I may have to set up another live and just it'll be a brief live and just show you the message. But I did get a message directly from Pebbles, and she told me directly, meaning she went over to my personal Facebook profile, which is also just pretty much another media page at this point, sent me a message and said that Antwon Butler unalived Emma. This is the same woman who could be heard on an audio recording stating that she was asked to move a body. And when she didn't do it, then the person who asked her got other people to help move the body. The same person who allegedly was an individual who witnessed Emma Baum dying in her living room. Dying in her living room. That is the person who reached out to me directly and told me directly that Emma Baum was unalived by her baby daddy. One of her baby daddies, rather. Antwon Butler. All right, I do have a screenshot of it. It's just going to be a lot going on to try to go into the comments and show it to you just because it's in the comments underneath this post. And I have difficult times at times going into the comments under my post and trying to pull up what I have in comments. But it is there. I did upload it. It's in comments. And yeah. All right. In a separate live, then it'll be a really brief one. Just so you know, I want you to know everything I say is the bona fide truth. I'm not pulling your leg about anything I'm saying. So I always pride myself in making sure that what I say happened, what I say somebody sent to me, I want to make sure that they sent it to me. But I did upload screenshots of Pebbles telling me that Emma's baby daddy unalived her into the comment section of this post, which I shared this post, which was initially published several days ago, tonight. So anybody that's looking for it, they don't have to like scroll down my page too far. They can find it really, really quick. So you go over to Facebook right now. You can just click on this post. It's there. It's easy to find. Go over to Missing Lost And Trafficked Facebook page. And then you will be able to see what Pebbles said to me directly about who unalived Emma Baum. Okay? The same woman. I know I heard her voice because I did some digging to find out exactly how she sounds. The woman I heard say she was asked to move a body. I'm telling you what I heard. I'm telling you it was her voice. I'm standing on that. Sue me. All right. With that being said, what I'm going to do at this point is sign out, or log off. But I appreciate your tuning in, and I not only do I appreciate your tuning in, I do appreciate your support. I need your support to do what I do. I'm really, really trying to take this investigative journalism to another level, right? To the next level. And I do have a true crime television show that I produce, that I independently produce. So your support is definitely needed. So I appreciate your shares, your love, your all of that, your comments, your feedback, even some of the criticism. And I appreciate your super chats, super thanks, donations. I'll post information, how you can support, because y'all support is definitely needed. But with that being said, Pebbles, executive news producer of Missing Lost in Traffic and Lured, Lost and Unsolved. For now, I'm going to be signing out. All right now.